This is the reason why black people viewed as a threat. Let's uncover the truth about black people, that why they are viewed as a threat. Prepare for a thought-provoking journey that reveals a series of reasons and unveils a mysterious truth about black people. Brace yourself for an enlightening quest that challenges stereotypes and sheds light on the perplexing perception. Join us as we unravel this enigma and embark on a transformative exploration. The pattern of discrimination, suppression, and prejudice against black Africans persists to this day, revealing a deeply ingrained hostility that white Europeans and Arabs have harbored towards them throughout history. This animosity originated from a sense of inferiority felt by non-black individuals, triggered by the remarkable achievements and wealth of black Africans in ancient civilizations. Living in opulent gold cities, the black Africans stirred jealousy among others, leading those with an inferiority complex to depict them as inferior beings. Their dark complexion, plump lips, and woolly hair became symbols of this perceived threat, providing a convenient basis for branding black Africans as a backward and inferior race. This narrative was carefully crafted to showcase the supposed uncivilized nature of black Africans, so that the dominant groups could assert their own superiority and educate them on the ways of civilized life. This wicked journey against black Africans commenced in the past. Its echoes still reverberate today, as history's resounding voice cannot be silenced. The pressing question that remains is why non-black individuals continue to perceive black Africans as a threat, and why this feeling endures through time. First reason: physical superiority. Throughout history, and even today, one cannot deny the awe-inspiring physical prowess of black Africans. They stand as a testament to the epitome of human strength, radiating an undeniable charisma that captivates all who behold it. This inherent power, so evident to non-blacks, instilled a sense of trepidation, for they knew that if blacks were allowed to partake in their affairs, they would surely ascend to dominance over all that was cherished. Thus, a nefarious web was woven, ensnaring black people within a fabricated system meticulously crafted by non-blacks, particularly the European colonizers. The twisted social culture surrounding the enslavement of blacks aimed to suppress their unmatched physical strength. In this twisted social culture, the enslavement of blacks became the norm, serving as a stark contrast to their incomparable physical might. The laborious toil that blacks were forced into was unjustly deemed inferior, an attempt to suppress the strength that posed a threat to their captors. Instead, those who could perform sophisticated tasks were lauded as civilized, creating a distorted hierarchy that propelled non-blacks, weak and delicate themselves, into positions of power and authority. This calculated manipulation of the system of physical superiority further perpetuated the subjugation of black people. Philosophers' writings unveiled the harrowing truth of how black slaves were dehumanized and subjected to unspeakable cruelties. A harrowing truth reveals itself through the words of Greek philosophers, most notably Aristotle, whose writings perpetuated the notion that certain individuals were destined to be subjected to the whims of their Greek masters. Unsurprisingly, the majority of those subjected to this degrading existence were black slaves. Aristotle callously advocated for their labor, allowing the Greek masters to bask in leisure without a hint of remorse. Such insidious beliefs propagated the idea that black people were inherently lesser, different from their oppressors, and even less sensitive to pain, leading to the implementation of cruel and barbaric punishments reserved solely for those of African descent. Second reason: genetic annihilation. As we delve deeper into the heart of this complex issue, we confront a second reason for the prevailing sense of threat: the specter of genetic annihilation. Enslaved and stripped of their fundamental rights, black individuals remained a potent source of trepidation for their brutal masters. The imminent danger lay in the undeniable truth of black supremacy, their strength, their charisma, their unwavering boldness that outshone their non-black counterparts. The threat of genetic annihilation loomed large in the minds of white Europeans and non-blacks alike. It was a realization born from the depths of biological understanding. The fusion and manifestation of genes occurred during the sacred act of mating. Should a white or Arab individual dare to marry a black person, their genetic legacy would be forever altered. The dominant genes of the black partner would prevail, eventually subjugating and ultimately extinguishing the once dominant non-black genes. The very essence of their lineage, their identity, hung in the balance. The fear of irreparable genetic loss drove non-blacks to enact the dehumanizing black blood drop strategy to suppress black superiority. The fear of irreparable genetic loss drove non-blacks to enact the dehumanizing black blood drop strategy to suppress black superiority. This danger, this fear of irreparable genetic loss, cannot be overstated. Black slaves were forbidden from marrying individuals outside their race, for they were privy to the immutable laws of nature, the survival of the fittest. The indisputable truth that black superiority reigned supreme instilled such terror in the hearts of non-blacks that they resorted to a strategy known as the black blood drop. Anyone tainted with even a single drop of black blood was deemed inferior, cast aside, and lumped together with their fellow black brethren. In the face of fear and the threat of genetic annihilation, stories of defiance and resilience emerge, illuminating the triumph of unity over division. In the realms of Latin America, where the Spanish and Portuguese empires held sway, a different tale unfolds. Spanish and Portuguese individuals defied convention, marrying their black slaves and welcoming children into the world who would, astonishingly, enjoy the full rights and privileges of their non-black counterparts. Even Arabs too partook in this intricate dance, as they took black slaves as wives, siring children who proudly embraced their Arab heritage, steeped in their rich tapestry of culture and tradition. Such are the intricacies and complexities of this gripping narrative. It pulses with a rhythm of danger and intrigue, a dance of genetic destiny hanging in the balance. For the fear of genetic annihilation drove men to enslave, to subjugate, and to enforce a strict divide. Yet, against all odds, glimpses of defiance and resilience illuminate the pages of history, reminding us that even amidst the darkest of shadows, the human spirit yearns for connection, for love, and for the triumph of unity over the perceived threats of annihilation. Third reason, first ever human civilization. The birthplace of humanity in Africa challenges long-held beliefs, fueling resentment and resistance against the truth of shared ancestry. The historical emergence of the first human civilization in Africa constitutes a significant factor contributing to the perceived threat. Fossil records undeniably establish Africa as the birthplace of humanity, where black Africans developed cognitive abilities and established the world's earliest civilization. Centuries later, migrations of black Africans to Asia and Europe laid the foundation for the diverse population present in those regions today. Non-black individuals harbored resentment towards this truth, as it challenged their long-standing belief in racial superiority. Nonetheless, the acceptance or denial of this reality holds little consequence in the face of historical and scientific evidence. Fourth reason, genetic testing. The genetic interconnection between Europeans and Northwest Africans challenges notions of racial superiority. A DNA test can provide clarity on ancestral origins. Genetic testing reveals that European individuals share 4 to 20% of their genes with Northwest African ancestral groups, indicating the presence of African genetic heritage. This genetic interconnection challenges the notion of racial superiority and highlights the common ancestry of all humans. Furthermore, Africa's abundant natural resources, such as oil, gas, gold, silver, and diamonds, contribute to the perception of threat. The historical wealth of Africa, as documented in Arabic writings like those of Muhammad ibn Ibrahim al-Fazari, further intensifies the unease. Exploitation of Africa's resources by European colonizers, reflected in the control of African gold reserves by France, continues to fuel tensions. Stereotypes portraying Africans as lacking cognitive power perpetuate the subjugation of their resources. Such lingering threats generate hostility among non-blacks, leading to underrepresentation and limited opportunities for black individuals. The persistence of discrimination, suppression, and prejudice against black Africans throughout history reveals deep-seated hostility and a sense of inferiority harbored by white Europeans and Arabs. This animosity stems from various factors. These reasons highlight the complex dynamics of power, resources, and racial identity that have shaped perceptions and perpetuated inequalities. Recognizing and addressing these deep-rooted biases is crucial for fostering understanding, equality, and the dismantling of systemic barriers that continue to limit opportunities for Black individuals today. So that brings us to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, then consider pressing the like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like these. We will see you next time.